For the 2024 model year, Jeep has updated the Wrangler in some smart ways. You've got more standard safety features, a lower gateway into the 4xe powertrain, and an even more capable version of the Rubicon on the top end. There's a lot to work through here though, so let's get started so we can figure out which 2024 Jeep Wrangler is the one to buy. Essentially, we're looking at 8 separate trims here, but then we also have 2 and 4-door models, and we have 4 different powertrains, and not all of the engines or door configurations are offered on every trim. For example, the base Sport trim can't be had with the 4xe powertrain, but on the upper end, neither can the Rubicon 392, which obviously makes sense. Alternatively, the Sahara, High Altitude, and Rubicon 392 are only available with the 4-door setup. Another thing to note is that any color besides white costs extra money. That's kind of lame since Wranglers aren't cheap, but what's another $600 for a good color at this point, I guess? The base engine is the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, which produces 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. It pairs with a 6-speed manual, but an 8-speed automatic is offered. Next is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine, which produces an impressive 270 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. This one is 8-speed only, as are the rest of the powertrain options. From there, we climb to the 4xe plug-in hybrid powertrain. This pairs the Turbo 4 with a battery and electric motor to deliver 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. You also get 21 miles of pure electric driving. Finally, there's the mighty and mighty awesome 6.4-liter Hemi V8 that doles out 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque and a whole lot of noise. And that engine quite clearly is only available on the appropriately named Rubicon 392 model, which we will get to. First up, however, is the 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sport. This model comes standard with the V6, but the Turbo 4 is available as an option. You get Dana solid axles front and rear, the Command Track 272-to-1 transfer case, and 17-inch steel wheels on 32-inch tires. The stealth antenna is integrated into the windshield now so it doesn't get hung up on the trail. Side curtain airbags, front and rear, are now standard, and so is the excellent 12.3-inch display screen running the Uconnect 5 infotainment setup. An 8-speaker sound system is included, as is the premium soft top, and the interior trim is finished in gray sole fabric. The starting price of the 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sport 2-door is $33,990. Opting for the 4-door adds $4,000, bringing you to a starting price of $37,990. Next is the Sport S. This is a great trim that adds adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, Gorilla Glass for the windshield, keyless entry, auto headlights, powered and heated mirrors, power windows, and power door locks. More importantly though, this is now the cheapest entry point to a 4xe model. The Sport S comes standard with the V6, but you can jump to the 4xe if you choose. The starting price of a 2024 Wrangler Sport S 2-door is $37,490. A 4-door V6 adds another $4,000. If you want the hybrid 4xe, it's a much higher price jump, but I can attest that it's a fantastic powertrain. The Sport S 4xe starts at $51,890 before any state or federal incentives that might be available. From here, we move to the iconic Willys trim. This one gets a bit more aggressive with the off-road goodies. The tires are now 33s, and they're set on 17-inch aluminum wheels. You have 10.8 inches of ground clearance on this model, plus you also get a set of rock rails. Out back is a rear locking diff, while up front the lights are upgraded to LED units. The Willys also benefits from the addition of Off-Road Plus driving mode. This optimizes throttle, gearbox, and traction control for the best performance out on the trail. And it changes all of the settings depending on whether you're running higher speed trails in 4 high or lower speed rock crawling type trails in 4 low. There's also an Extreme 35 package available on the 4-door version, which bumps up the tires to 35s, swaps on beadlock capable wheels, a 456 axle gearing, and raises the Jeep with a 1.5-inch lift. The Willys model is offered with a choice between the V6 as standard, the 2-liter Turbo 4, or the 4xe powertrain. The starting price of a 2024 Wrangler Willys 2-door V6 is $41,490. The 4-door hybrid is $56,630. After the Willys, we land on the Sahara trim. This builds off the Sport S model and is 4-door only. The standard gas option is the Turbo 4, which means the 8-speed automatic is also standard. You now have LED lighting in the rear, heated seats, and a heated steering wheel. The wheels are 18-inch aluminum wheels with 32-inch tires. Those fender flares are matched to the body color, there's dual zone climate control inside, and you get a proximity key with a remote start. It's a bit fancier compared to the past few trims, and that's why the 2024 Wrangler Sahara starts at $50,020 for the Turbo 4 gas engine, or $58,790 for the Sahara 4xe. Building off the Sahara is the Wrangler High Altitude. This is a 4xe only model, and it's leaning more towards the luxe side of things. You have 20-inch aluminum wheels, 12-way power adjustable front seats, a 9-speaker Alpine audio system, Napa leather seats, acoustic front glass, body color front and rear bumpers, side steps, and even the Sky one-touch power folding top. This one is quite spendy with a starting price of $68,890. We're taking a step back price-wise for a moment, but a step forward capability-wise because we're moving on to the legendary Wrangler Rubicon. This is the most capable Jeep you can buy. That's because the axles are upgraded, including a Dana 44 out back. The transfer case is now a 4-to-1 rock track. You get front and rear lockers, the electronic sway bar disconnect, 33-inch tires, water-resistant trim on the seats, aux switches if you want to wire up extra goodies, and the heavy-duty electrical group with the trailer tow upgrades as well. There's an option to upgrade to steel bumpers with a factory-worn winch, and the Extreme 35 package is offered here as well. If you want to have a Rubicon but make it fancy, you can opt for the Rubicon X, which takes the best off-road bits but includes the upgrades from the high altitude model on the inside. Outside you get steel bumpers and a color-matched hardtop. Finally, we have the Rubicon 392. It's an absolute beast of a machine, and the Extreme 35 package is standard here. There's a dual mode exhaust, cold air intake hood with a water separator, paddle shifters behind the sportier steering wheel, and red Napa leather seats. The starting price of a 2024 Wrangler Rubicon 2-door with the V6 is $47,590. The 2-door Turbo 4 is $50,090. The 4-door adds $4,000 to either of those. The Rubicon X 2-door V6 starts at $57,590, and the Turbo 4 2-door is $60,090, and once again the 4-door model adds $4,000. Moving to the Rubicon 4xe, which is 4-door only, this one starts at $62,590. The Rubicon X 4xe is $71,590. And finally, the Insano machine that is the Rubicon 392 starts at an eye-watering $91,890. So, after hearing all of that, which one should you buy? Let me first say that if you have the dough, the 392 is an absolute riot of a thing. So get that. For everyone else, let's drill down a bit. If you're buying a Jeep Wrangler, I have to assume that you want to get off the pavement at least occasionally. Therefore, I say the Willys model is a great place to start. With its rear locker, rock rails, and 33-inch tires, you can handle a ton of trails. Plus, you get the Off-Road Plus driving mode and all of the upgrades from the Sport S on top of that. Additionally, if you were thinking hybrid, it's a great deal relative to the other hybrids on the list while still retaining tons of off-road capability. The Rubicon models are all monsters, but the Willys is a wickedly capable machine at a more appealing price point.